Hello, and welcome back to the Worcester Senior Center Stay Connected programming on Channel 192. My name is Suki Lapin, and I am the program coordinator at the Worcester Senior Center. Today, I have the privilege of introducing Satya Mitra. Dr. Mitra, who grew up in adverse conditions in his childhood, came to the U.S. in 1976 to pursue his career in biomedical research with a PhD in biochemistry. But later in 1990, he changed his profession, getting divine instructions from his guru to become a tax consultant and investment advisor. He is now the owner, president, and CEO of his company, the Tax Guru and Financial Services. His wife, Shima, and him worked hard to establish this reputable company in our community in Worcester. Their mission is to share their success with a strong passion to help underprivileged people. Dr. Mitra and his wife Shima opened a charitable foundation, Joy Guru Humanitarian Services, in 2016, with a deep desire to give back to the community here and abroad. In 2019, Dr. Mitra was honored as a Hall of Fame Entrepreneur of the Year of Business Worcester Journal and Hometown Hero by Worcester Magazine. This year, he was recognized by the Worcester Historical Museum as one of the recipients of the Harvey Ball Smile Award winners. He is a philanthropist, humanitarian, community server, leader, author, motivational speaker, radio show host, and entrepreneur. Last year, Dr. Mitra wrote a book entitled The 5 C's, talking about successful entrepreneurship and leadership that achieved Amazon's bestseller list. His foundation is sponsoring the self-defense classes for seniors in our community. His philosophy is to live his life for others. His goal is to be a role model for his 2 sons, Abiskar and Alangon, who live in New York. Welcome, Dr. Mitra.
Thank you so much, Suki. That was a very generous introduction. I really appreciate. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are listening to this, I welcome all of you for this new year that we have just begun to get going into 2021. You know, we all had a very challenging 2020, and we learned so much, and we reinvented ourselves. We faced many challenges, we prevailed, and now we are better prepared for the year 2021. And I have been in the city of Worcester, since 1982. As Suki mentioned, I came here in this country as a scientist, but things changed in my life because of some divine reasons. And now we have been an entrepreneur of this community, and the mission that we have started with the blessings of our guru, who is the family priest, that to help people share our success with the community, give back as much as we can to help those who are looking for some hope, help, smile, and better life. And that has been the mission. With that mission, we are launching this kind of program that you are going to listen about. In 2014, I was the president of Worcester Rotary Club, and then we visited Rio in Brazil to attend the Rotary International Convention. When my wife Shima and I, we were wandering on the Copacabana beach on one evening. All of a sudden, my wife was badly attacked by many muggers and culprits to the extent that she could have been dead. And she fought with them, showing how courageously she could fight with them. She didn't give anything that they came after her for. And we were very fortunate that we all survived. I had a very terrible hip situation, so I couldn't support or fight with those culprits that much. But my wife really showed the extreme sense of bravery to combat them, and somehow we were alive, and we came back to the United States. And then the thought came to our mind that, many challenges come to our lives. Many negative things happen to our lives, so many times. But we can sit down and cry about what has happened and repent and regret. But we took a little different route. In our lives, we have always thought that from every negative things, there is something that could be turned into something positive. And then we decided to start this self-defense classes for the women in our community of Worcester, with the mission that if anyone ever comes and attacks any one of you, just like my wife was attacked, you could be brave enough to fight with them, learning the techniques of self-defense, and let those culprits know that don't mess with us. We are women from Worcester. We know how to tackle you. We know how to handle you. With that mission, we started this Joy Guru self-defense classes in Worcester in 2016 onwards. We also established this Joy Guru Humanitarian Services in honor of our guru, who really instructed us that your success of your business should be shared for the help in the community. One of the missions we have is to make women of our community and girls of our community be brave, be strong, and be there independently, walking around without any fear. And this Joy Guru Humanity, the self-defense classes is one of those sources. So I want to thank the Worcester Senior Center, the director, Amy Waters, the program coordinator, Suki Lepin, for really putting it together. Along with that, the city's cable access community people, those who are putting this whole program together, we're just there to really sponsor. But I think with this team of people, those who have put it together, Jessica, recording this whole program for you, has been a real blessing for our city, that how together we can work and make something happen so smoothly. My instructors, Beth George, who is a blessing to us. She has become our partner for Joy Guru Humanitarian Services. She runs the classes, and her associate, I think Martin Boisvord. They will all be running this show, and you will all have opportunity to watch it remotely. Under the conditions that we are in now, I think we could not run this program at all, but we have the opportunity, using the technology and the blessings of the technology, to provide you these classes through the television shows. So you remain alerted about the days that will be starting, and tune in and promote this program so every woman in our community, seniors in our community, can be braver, can be more stronger, and ready to run their life freely without any fear. May God bless you for listening to this and joining this program, and we will continue to support our views and our passion to help people stand as a source of hope, as a source of help, as a source of better life and support for this community, with the help of Joy Guru Humanitarian Services. Thank you all. God bless you. Happy New Year.
Welcome, each of you, to the first of the 4 classes of self-defense for seniors. Thank you for choosing to join us at the Karate Center. We feel honored to have you here. First, I would like to express my appreciation to Dr. and Mrs. Mitra for their spiritual, financial, and emotional support. Second, to the Worcester Senior Center and Suki Lepin for her invitation to present these classes, as well as her guidance and suggestions during the process. To the City of Worcester for the staff and technical support that allowed for the videotaping, editing, and broadcasting of the classes. And last, but far from least, to Sensei Martin. My profound appreciation to my co-teacher. I do not know what I would have done without him. He has been most generous with his time, ideas, and dedication to our work. Arigato, Sensei.
Yes.
To begin with, a little about myself. My name is Beth George, and I am a psychiatric nurse with a subspecialty in nursing education. I was working at Worcester State Hospital and had just medicated an agitated patient. He wanted to be left off the unit. I wanted the medication to work. He expressed his displeasure by punching me right in the eye. A year later, the same scenario, but with slightly different results, because I began training in karate. Since that time, I have not been assaulted by anyone. from then on, I would say, "Thank you, Jesus," because the patient's name was Jesus. I would now like to introduce my co-teacher, Sensei Martin.
Thank you, Sensei. First, I'd like to express my thanks for the as aforementioned. Next, I'd like to thank Sensei John and Sensei Beth for their continuous dedication and hard work that has kept this dojo alive for so many years. I've been training in martial arts for 35 years, and in that time, I've studied many self-defense techniques. As important as I believe it is for everyone to learn some self-defense, it's equally important to learn something about real violence. Violence is complex. There are many types of violence. Violence is performed by people from all walks of different life for different reasons. They possess different abilities in different circumstances. One of the first types of violence that we're going to discuss is what we like to call the sudden attack violence. Author Rory Miller, he's an author of many self-defense books, defines 4 commonalities in this type of attack. First, a sudden attack is sudden. It's a surprise. It seems like it comes out of nowhere. A lot of times, it comes from behind. Next, a sudden attack is close. A lot closer than most self-defense techniques are taught. Third, this type of attack is quick. If there are multiple strikes, they're so fast that even the most experienced martial artist would have a hard time reacting to, especially from behind. And lastly, this type of attack is powerful, using maximum force to cause maximum damage. To train against defense for the 3rd and 4th would be far beyond the scope of these videos. We're going to concentrate on the first 2. That's the surprise and the closeness, or the distance. If we can take away the element of surprise to an attacker, in a lot of cases, they might move on and go to the next victim and leave you alone. Remember, the attacker has a plan. Part of his plan is to minimize his risk. Next is distance. If you see someone coming towards you that might be an attacker, distance is your friend. This is going to be a common theme throughout these sessions. The more distance you have, the more chance you have to mount your defense. Please bear with us. A lot of the material that we go through might seem very basic and rudimentary, but this is a foundation. And on this foundation, we're building a structure. We're all building it. And this structure is you. You as a person that's more confident, but not overconfident. You as a person who is more aware, but not paranoid. You as a person that has a new skill set with items that we will be introducing that actually, in certain circumstances, might be able to flip the element of surprise back on the attacker. With that, Sensei Beth now will lead us in a light warm-up.
The title of this first of 4 classes is Prevention. We have a saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. In healthcare, it is something that I have found to be very true, and especially now, taking those precautions to prevent an infection before needing to treat it. The basic template for the class is to have a demonstration of the behavior and then invite you to practice in a return demonstration. If at any time during any of the classes you experience pain, Feelings of not being safe or discomfort, stop what you are doing and evaluate what is going on. Of course, if any of those symptoms persist, consult your healthcare provider. In this class, we will begin with a light warm-up to prepare your body for what we are to demonstrate, and then invite you to practice with us. You now are invited to stand up and join me for a light warm-up. If you would prefer to remain seated, Sensei Martin will demonstrate this warm-up from a seated position. Again, a word of caution, use your discretion when doing anything we are suggesting. Listen to your body when it whispers, so you don't have to hear it when it screams. We will now begin Tai So. We will be starting with our foot on the ball of the foot, please, and making circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Now, side to side. 1, 2. We're always going forward. We really don't usually go side to side when we're walking. Very good. Opposite foot on the ball of the foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very, very good. Now, warming up the knees, circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Now opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As we get older, our knees seem to get older than we are. So leaning forward and circling and straightening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Listen to your body. Now out to the outside, forward and straighten. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now gradually come up. Very, very good. Now, hip circles. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and opposite. 1, 2. Nice big circles. Make nice big round circles. Get those hips. In here is where your chi is supposed to be. Some call it the dantian. All right? One of the songs is Stir It Up. So we're stirring up your chi, stirring up your energy. Now, behind you, double pumps back. 1, 2, 3. Look behind you. 4, 5. Very, very good. Very good. Now, over to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As the muscles give way, challenge them a little more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Very, very good. Now we're going to start with big arm circles. Bring it up behind you and around. 1. Pay attention to your breathing. 2. Inhale. Nice big deep inhalations. Nice full exhalations. Good, 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 good. Now reverse. 1. Fill up every cell in your body with oxygen. Let go. Let go of everything that you need to let go of. Last one, last full one. Now, small circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And relax. Now, chin to chest. Feel the stretch in the back of the neck. Make sure your shoulders are down. And roll the head over, ear to the shoulder. Do not bring your shoulder to the ear. Chin down, roll over to the opposite shoulder, and here too. Ear to the shoulder, do not bring the shoulder up. Keep the shoulders down. And around again. Oh, good, good, good. All right, and last one back to center. Full inhalation, and that's it. How you feeling? Doesn't that feel good? You're meant to move, meant to move. Sensei Martin will now present an aspect of prevention of scanning your environment.
We're going to be talking a little bit about environment, surroundings, and awareness. I feel that it's very important to mention this first, though. If you're going out to walk, it's always a good idea to bring a friend. Buddy system is excellent deterrent for violent attacks. The old saying goes, 2 heads are better than 1. So if possible, always think of that. This might seem a little oversimplified, but before you're going out walking, plan your route. Even if you're familiar with the area, it's a good idea to think about what the area has in it. Think about crowded parking lots. Cars parked close to each other are excellent opportunities for people to hide behind if they want to attack. Remember, distance is your friend. Try to stay away from these areas. Also, we have a lot of distracted drivers. The vehicle could come at you too without them paying attention. If you're out in the park, you might be coming up along bushes or big shrubs, that type of thing. That's also a hiding area. Anything that's like that, buildings, that type of thing. Next thing, you always want to be scanning. Again, we're not trying to make you paranoid, we just want to make you more aware. Scanning allows you to actually take in a lot of things you might enjoy. So keep that in mind. Always scan. I would now invite you all to take a few seconds just to scan the room. I want you to pick out 3 things that you haven't noticed before. Pick them out, try to memorize them, because we're going to ask you to try to recall them at the end of the session. This is a good brain exercise. Remember, the mind is something that needs exercise just like the body. Sensei Beth will now have something to say about posture.
Research is showing that 78 to 80% of the messages we give are nonverbal. That means we give messages with our body. We give messages with our eyes. We give messages with our face. So that's why I'm inviting you to stand up or from a seated position, bring your head up, keep your head up, bring your shoulders back, and take in the environment. What is the message you are giving here? What is the sense of awareness that you have with this posture? Now, let's try the opposite, where you are folded in, where your shoulders come in, your head comes down. You are in more of a collapsed posture. What is the message here? I am not feeling strong. I'm not feeling powerful at all. I feel totally at somebody's, whatever they want. Terrible. I hate the way this feels. Now, let's come back. Let's come back with a little inhalation. Let's give that message of what our body is saying. So much better, so much better. Now, Sensei Martin will talk to you and demonstrate walking. Now, you may think you know about walking, but here is some more information and something more to practice.
Let's take what Sensei Beth just presented one step further, talking about walking. Walking is something that really conveys your mood. It shows people how you feel, shows people how you feel about yourself. Okay, so if I'm walking and I'm depressed or I'm troubled with something, I'm not really focusing, I'm not scanning. I might be dragging my feet, looking down, looking sad. Perfect target. Let's change that using Sensei Beth's posture. Bring the shoulders up, body relaxed, never fully relaxed, never fully rigid, a balance between both. Picking up the feet, not dragging them, letting the arms swing naturally. Look of confidence on your face. I know some of you are thinking right now, well, I have a disability or an injury. That shouldn't prevent you from being confident. As martial artists, we deal with injuries all the time, and we have to get through them and train. Say if you walk with a cane. Let's take the bad example first. Okay, I'm depressed. I'm thinking about problems. I'm not scanning. I'm thinking about my sore hip. Let's change that with confidence. Eyes up, shoulders up, relaxed but not rigid, walking with a limp with confidence. Just because you have a disability or an injury does not make you a target. Remember, this can also be used as a weapon. We will be demonstrating in later videos on how to use some of these simple items. Sensei Beth will now present some modifications to walking.
I like to walk in the woods. What I have found now that my cataracts have ripened, that I'm not able to look straight ahead, as Sensei Martin had indicated, especially when I'm on terrain that is somewhat treacherous or is foreign to me. As a result, the modification that I make is I look down at approximately 45 degrees. That allows me to see right in front of me as well as scan some of the environment. So that is how I walk on a terrain that's unfamiliar to me, and even in the woods where the terrain is somewhat familiar to me, I still do the 45 degrees, looking down. Also, when I walk heel to toe. The reason for that is that if I move toe first, I'm going to be more likely to trip over. So now I invite all of you to stand up, please, and try either Sensei Martin's suggestion of looking straight ahead and walking, always with confidence, that nonverbal messages that you're giving out. Or the 45 degrees, and being aware of moving from heel to toe, walking from heel to toe. Get into your body. Sometimes we use our bodies as a vehicle to carry our brains, but feel your body. Feel your feet. Be grateful to them and your legs. The second modification is to look straight down. When I'm in my woods, there's a trail that's very treacherous. And that's what I do when I'm on that treacherous trail. I look straight down. What I would recommend that you do is to take a few steps and then scan your environment, as Sensei Martin had said. A few steps, heel to toe, and scan your environment. Now, when I first started walking on this treacherous trail, I fell down twice. And then I decided to take a walking stick. And that's what I take with me whenever I do that treacherous trail. It had served me very well until the week of Friday the 13th. The trail was covered with leaves, and I went down. I went down like a bag of rocks. The good news is that I didn't dislocate my hip replacement, and I was able to get up on my own. But it is an excellent example. There is nothing that works 100%. Nothing that we are demonstrating here will protect you 100%. Even those new COVID vaccines they have out, even they are not 100%. All right? Very good. And finally, what I'm going to do is to stress the importance of making eye contact, so that as you're walking, pay attention to the people. Sensei Martin had talked about scanning the environment. Now I want you to pay attention to the people who are passing you. Now, you know, what's he doing walking around with those Japanese pajamas, you know, thinking he's some kind of black belt. So I've got him, I know what he looks like. Now, all right, if you're not scanning and you're all wrapped up and, oh, this is such an interesting stick here, I wonder what it's going to be like, and this is what can happen. Oh dear.
Okay, so in extreme slow motion, a fraction of the sudden violent attack. Obviously, this is not real. That would be much more extreme, more force. Unfortunately, we live in a time where there's such a thing as a sucker punch game where people get a thrill out of just coming up to people and hitting them with all their might for no reason, just as a game. Senseless attack, but attacks happen for different reasons like we talked about. So that's a good example. What do? I had the element of surprise, I got close, and now I use speed and power. I didn't hit multiple times, but I could have. So, and in real life, this would have had a very bad outcome.
All that you have been working on today, go through them virtually. Whenever you are waiting for someone or something, go through them in your heads. Practicing them when you are not under stress will result in something called muscle memory. Muscle memory results in you being able to perform a task faster and more effectively than if you have to think about it. We will now engage in some nice, light stretching. These stretching exercises are part of yoga. You'll bring one leg forward. You'll bring your hands up. Oh, this is called Warrior One. This feels, I don't know about you, this feels so good. I love stretching. Now bring the hands down and the arms down. Back arm is parallel, both arms are parallel, looking over. And as the muscles give way, challenge them a little more. Warrior Two. Now we're going into reverse warrior. Oh, yeah. Bring that arm over your head and the back shoulder down. Should be feeling that in the torso and perhaps at the top. I feel it in the top of the hip. Inhaling, 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 and coming down into wounded warrior. Yes, yes, yes. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Nice long slow inhalation. Switch legs, front leg comes back leg comes forward. Back into warrior one. Oh, yes, yes. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Warrior two. Inhale, inhale. Oh, excuse me, reverse warrior. See, make a mistake. Inhale, inhale, inhale into wounded warrior. And exhale. Okay, good. Nice, long, slow inhalation. Coming back into stance, hands in front. This Tai Chi breathing. Inhale. And exhale, long, slow, deep exhalations. In through the nose, filling up your whole body. And exhaling, letting it go. Let go of whatever you need to let go of. Last inhalation, long, full, slow. And exhalation. Good, nice and relaxed. Finally, the Karate Center has a logo. Experience the joy of training. My hope is that you have experienced the joy of feeling empowered with some skills to prevent harm coming to you. We look forward to having you join the next class, where we plan to continue teaching techniques for self-defense. Contact is available as a Gmail or telephone number. You may use the Karate Center's telephone number. Please feel free to give us feedback on what you found helpful, how we might improve, and anything else you might want to share. I have always found that the students have been my best teachers and hope that it will continue with you. So, just a review of everything that we have taught and hopefully that you have learned. Sensei Martin.
When going out, try to use the buddy system. Plan your route. And when you're walking, always scan.
Be aware of the messages that your body posture is giving to people about your strength and or your vulnerability.
Walk always with confidence.
Make eye contact with people who are passing and note any characteristics that you need to remember. And until then, thank you for coming.
Os.